Hi everyone. I'm here because of Katey. Katey Flowers made a challenge about deciding what your 10 favorite decks are, Oracle and Tarot decks, and I had to take up the challenge. I've been looking at my decks a lot lately because I've created my own Oracle deck, which is up on Kickstarter now. I ask you please check it out, and it's an Oracle deck, and I had my decks close at hand. So I decided I would look at the 70 odd decks I have and determine, but it's easy because there are some decks I use on a daily basis. The first is the Afro-Brazilian Tarot, which I love because of the imagery and also the fact that it has information about the Afro-Brazilian Orisha in it. So that is very interesting. Here's the booklet, easy to read, and also it has the yes or no indications. So great deck, and definitely you can see the tarot imagery from the Rider-Waite in it. So it's a good deck to use, and it feels good in the hands also. So that's why it's one of my everyday use, the tarot decks. The next deck that I use on a daily basis is the Light Seers Tarot. Again, another beautiful deck. This deck also feels great, and the colors are magnificent. And the connection with the deck, as with the first one, the Afro-Brazilian Tarot, is just instantaneous. Beautiful deck. And again, a great book, great guidebook with it. So again, those are the ones that are always closest to me. Daily use, definitely daily use for the Light Seers Tarot and the Afro-Brazilian Tarot. The next I found this recently, the Klimt Tarot, the pocket edition. And I thought this was so cute. The box, the orientation of the book, the gilding on the decks, the cards in the deck, just absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. And again, the imagery is there. So it's really related. It's related to the Rider-Waite, but done in a beautiful imaginative way with the artwork, this Klimt artwork. So that is another great deck, and also easy to travel with because it's so cute and compact. Then my other deck that I love that is a tarot deck is the Weaver Tarot. And this deck, again, artwork, imagery, it is something different. It really is very beautiful deck. And the imagery here, you also are able to relate them to the Rider-Waite. And they do have some different definitions, but again, another wonderful, easy deck to use and a beautiful deck. This deck, I've even had people compliment the deck when I have posted videos using this deck of cards. So the Weaver's Tarot. My next favorite deck is one that is actually new. And this one is the Field Tarot. Well, new to me. It's not new, but new to me. I don't remember who it was using this deck in a reading video. And I thought, oh my gosh, what a beautiful deck. And again, I've recently received it and used it several times for readings with my clients. But again, beautiful depictions, and you really have a connection to the deck immediately. So, and again, good feel in the hands, which is also something important for me. I really like the deck. I like the presentation and the feel of the deck. So that's the last tarot deck. And then I had to be fair and move on to the oracle decks. So my favorite is the Whispers of Lord Ganesha. It's my favorite oracle deck. And this deck is great as far as my connection to the deck. I have a very good connection to this deck. Again, beautiful artwork. And it just makes me feel happy and vibrant when I look at the images that are here, as well as just work with these cards for this oracle. So that's the Whispers of Lord Ganesha. That's my first favorite oracle deck. And then the next one I have is the Wisdom of the Oracle, which I know is a deck that is probably quite a popular deck as far as an oracle deck. I really love this deck. Again, I guess artwork is my thing, because I'm going to say the same thing about this one. Again, with this, the fact that they have for each of these oracle cards that are beautifully depicted, there is information for different areas, the general information, the information for relationship, the information for prosperity or business, and the information for protection. So it's really good to add an extra layer also on any reading that you have, that you're doing, or set the tone, or pull out the main message for any reading that you have. So that's a great card. And Colette Baron-Reid has quite a few great decks, which the next one I have is the I-Ching Oracle. And this, because I really admire the I-Ching, not that I'm any expert with it, but the messages that you receive, of course, you need the guidebook, which is great. But after a while, you kind of come to understand the imagery. Like I said, I really don't know the I-Ching well, but I really appreciate the messages. And I have used the I-Ching before for divination, but not in a way that I'm not any expert in it. But I certainly appreciate the messages that you receive from the oracle. They're short and sweet and definitely hit home. So that's our I-Ching Oracle. And then I have another Colette Baron-Reid. This is the Enchanted Map Oracle. And this is also a very nice deck. This one is a bit new to me, but again, the artwork and the connection with the messages is very strong for me. So I really, really like this deck, as well as the information provided within the guidebook. And my newest deck that I have, along with the field, is the African Goddess Rising Oracle. And this is just absolutely beautiful. And when people talk nowadays about representation and being able to see diversity in things, this is a beautiful deck, because although it mainly speaks in the way of African goddesses, but it is something that is actually goddesses of color, not just African goddesses. And you can see the artwork is absolutely beautiful, and the depictions are vibrant. So again, a great connection here with the deck and the feel of the deck, and also the information, because each goddess tells you about the key messages that she has and something about her history, her embodiment, and also gives a declaration from that goddess. So that is definitely a wonderful deck to work with, again, for energies. And here we go. I have them all here. The Oracle decks, my 5 favorite Oracle decks, which are all fantastic and I love. And I had to fight not to bring in any honorable mentions, but I think I'll just stick with these. And my 5 favorite tarot decks, which you see here. So thank you again, Katey, for this opportunity to share with everyone what my favorite decks are, my 10 favorite decks. And I hope you all check out my channel and check out my Kickstarter for my Oracle deck. Thank you. Bye-bye.